Are you guys having fun? Is this your first Comic-Con?
It is. It's our first Comic-Con.
It's slightly terrifying, very cool. Yes, lots of things.
I feel safer in here, to be honest, than I do out there.
Yes,
that is very
true. Not so much
true.
for fans, but just for the costume people with the foam swords.
Were you guys shocked to hear that you guys were coming to Comic-Con?
Well, we've been pushing it.
Can you say your names for the
sure,
recordings really quick?
Kyle Harris.
Emma Ishta.
Thank you.
I think since the conception of Stitchers and our showrunner's love for all things comic books, we were thinking like, hey, let's try to get in the San Diego Comic-Con or whatever, and he's just like, that's a dying wish, you know? So we knew that we had a sci-fi element to our show, so we definitely kind of, pushed it, and then when we got the word that we were coming here, and we both are from New York, so it was nice to get to come home, take a break from LA for a little bit, do some Comic-Con, and head back and start working on
And I was actually just told that we would have done San Diego, but they wanted to, I don't know if you've seen out the booth, but it's kind of impressive. It's pretty huge, and they had a custom-made corpse cassette belts and everything, and they weren't going to be able to do that in time for San Diego and do it well enough. So
I also feel like we were only on the air for an episode when that came around, so we would have been like, you guys know who we are?
Yeah, but people do go. I guess Shadowhunters and Outlander already had a huge fan base before they started, but
it was ABC Family's first time at Comic-Con, so hopefully we get to do it next year. So we'll see.
Yeah. I was surprised they'd never been here before.
Yeah, you think,
Pretty Little Liars and a couple things here and there, but
I guess it doesn't always.
So many shows come here.
So many shows come here now. It's just a big press event for everyone, you know. But it's fun.
So talk about the Halloween episode. I know everyone's super excited because ABC Family really does Halloween right.
They do. I'm happy that we come after Hocus Pocus, so I'll be watching Hocus Pocus, and then I'll watch some Stitchers.
That's a good feature.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, it's definitely one of the best ones.
Should we watch it together?
We can have a viewing
We're gonna be filming, so
we'll watch.
So we'll tune in.
So the Halloween episode is great because it's a standalone episode, it's a special, and it was our last episode that we shot of the first season. So we end season 1 on a big dramatic note, and then the next week our cast gets to shoot some really fun Halloween goofy, episode. And it's a big Halloween party, we all kind of get to dress up as our favorite whatevers. And what'd you say?
Favorite dead guy?
Dead guys, yeah. A couple dead guys. I go as the Flash, or ABC Family's version of the Flash, as much rights as we could get.
Crossover.
So it's basically just like a red tight suit and knee-high boots. It's really bad. But Steve Miner directed the episode, who directed the original pilot of Stitchers in episode 4, and he also was one of the masters
the first of the second.
He's also one of the guys behind Friday the 13th, so he kind of knows what he's doing as far as the horror genre is concerned, and so it really takes Stitchers to a level that we haven't seen before, as far as it still has the same fun elements, but it also has a lot of actual intense, kind of some spooky stuff that we saw at the panel for the first time, so I'm excited to see what comes of it.
Yeah, since it's like a standalone episode, but also fits into the bigger story, can you kind of talk about where in the timeline it fits in the show?
We were just talking about this. I think I would guesstimate that it probably fits into the end of the first season in terms of where the characters are at. Relationship-wise, yeah. But it's not. It definitely doesn't continue on.
We don't refer to anything that's happened before. It's just we do a stitch that ends up being some guy who's kind of been stalking Kristen, maybe, I don't know. No spoilers.
Can you talk about how some of the relationships will be, some of the relationship dynamics will be shifting?
As far as second season is concerned?
I think that, where we left at the end of the first season, we're going to have to resolve that and find out what happens. And then regardless whether Cameron does live or die, that's a huge life event to have happened. And I think it has a drastic impact on the characters going forward. And you'll see a lot of big changes for everyone. Everyone kind of came through. And not just the final episode and what happens to Cameron, but I think their entire journey over the last season. Finding out all that stuff about her parents, Linus and Camille being brought into the program, all of that stuff is a huge thing that changes everybody. So,
are you saying we're going to find out about Kristen's parents, about her mom's, especially?
I hope so. I have not even read
it's one of the many secrets and answers that we have yet to uncover.
Yeah,
so,
but I'm sure at some point we will have to uncover it. I mean, I need to know. So.
Are there any relationships that you want to see more explored in the new episodes coming?
I would like to know, as far as now that we have Fisher on board as a regular this season, I think there's that whole uncharted territory as far as what his backstory is and how this program is now affecting his life. I think there's something interesting about Maggie and knowing where she stands in all this. Is she a good guy? Is she a bad guy? But we know that she loves and nurtures us like we are her own children, and so I think there's lots of. I've heard that there will be episodes this season that will learn a lot of backstory, as if like the whole episode will just be a giant flashback episode as to how each individual character found their way to the Stitches program.
And that would be exciting because it's always nice to, I mean, I love Kirsten, but it is cool to be able to explore some of the other characters a little more. But yeah, I think we as actors all love working on the character, where it's really about people's relationships. And the procedural stuff is fun and great in the show, but in terms of acting, it's always really fun to play with the emotional dynamics between two people. So I'm looking forward to our Camston stuff, and looking forward to seeing some
also
more.
like relationship with them amongst the program is a character in itself, because they're working for the man, but they don't really know who the man is, So I think those are big questions that are gonna hopefully get uncovered as well.
Not to backtrack, but my one other question about the Halloween episode is, if people haven't found Stitchers yet, is this a good episode to encourage them to jump in on?
Absolutely,
Since it's not
never too late to jump
super
in.
connected. Well, because it's kind of standalone.
Yeah, exactly.
It is standalone. Like, you're not going to be missing out on anything. And I think that by the end of season 1, we had so much mythology, and we were finding out so much about like backstories and stuff like that. So to come in on the Halloween episode to get an idea of what it's about and how it goes. It's like procedural drama. It has some comedy. Like, it definitely hits those funny moments. It's a really good place to start, and then you can go back and watch all of season 1, and then join us for season 2.
That's the beauty of procedurals, that you just turn it on and sit on the couch and watch it and feel like you haven't missed too much. So.
Since it looks like a little bit of a love triangle maybe brewing for you guys, are there any other TV like love triangles or will they won't they pairs that you really like, that you were inspired by for your characters?
I mean, Ross and Rachel. Favorite.
Oh.
Friends.
I've never watched Friends, so
Okay, that's something that you should be. Hocus Pocus is one thing, but Friends.
I grew up without a TV. I didn't watch a lot of stuff. What am I thinking?
Love triangles are inspired by. I mean, you always kind of root for them in the end, but I feel like hopefully you have good intentions, and they're supposed to be together because of
I
whatever.
feel like the classic one of our time, like the biggest TV love triangle, is probably Scandal. Isn't it? Very much. Like, isn't that the most well-defined TV love triangle of all time right now? Anyway.
See, I haven't seen Scandal, so I guess there we go.
Yeah, but I feel like that's it. That's the love triangle right now. So.
You guys all seem really close, like off set too. What are some fun things that you guys do together?
Well, other than see each other for like 16 hours a day on set, we don't have too much time to hang out. But it was funny because when we first met on the original pilot, they put us up next to each other in this hotel. We shot the pilot over the course of like 2 weeks, and so we saw a lot of each other on set, and we'd go home and just drink and learn our lines over a glass of wine, and then
Have
just
dinner. We got so sick of the hotel dinners that we watched 20 minutes. Just so we could eat something.
Yeah, so it was kind of great because they cast us without a screen test, so we didn't really know who we were gonna be up against, and it ended up working out so well that they bought us, they bought the show, and we continued with it, and then took on a whole new cast with us essentially. So it was kind of nice to have that rock there next to you, being like, okay, well now here we are again, doing it for reals. And
we also have like a couple of really experienced actors like Allison and Sally and who have been on sort of sci-fi shows, very sci-fi shows beforehand as well. And then we have, Kyle was doing a lot more Broadway and theater, and then I'm pretty new, and Damon's pretty new too. So it's kind of nice that we have this mix and we're able to really learn a lot from each other. And
ended up working out for the best.
yeah, we get on really well. We spend a lot of time laughing, joking, and it's that.
And on that happy note, I'm gonna take